Hey guys, Dark Skeleton, and a little while ago I was taking a shot at another Paladin Arena run, and in this run I drafted, I guess you could say, subpar cards. I mean, look at my opening hand. Flesh-Eating Ghoul, Abomination, Noble Sacrifice. Not exactly the quality of cards you want to get, especially with GVG. I'd say with GVG, yeah, maybe the average card is a little bit better in GVG. Actually, they did a pretty good job with balance. A lot of the cards that I actually thought would be OP, really aren't that OP. Scarlet Purifier being one of them. So, this is a Mage versus Paladin matchup, obviously. My opening hand, kind of iffy. If I'm going to play something on turn 2, and it's not going to be the token, then it's going to be a empty 2-2, which is not exactly what you want to see. That said, it does trade for the Sorcerer's Apprentice. That also said, I'm totally expecting him to get frostbolted right now and then to get pummeled for damage like any aggressive mage you'd see on the ladder. Luckily, he doesn't actually appear to have it. He plays a Gilban Stalker. Interesting card. I'm not actually really sure exactly what that's for. Stealth's an interesting mechanic. In this case, it's just another dude that I can't attack right now. And it actually takes me a little while to come out with the decision of, do I play a Flesh-Eating Ghoul, or do I just play the Argent Protector and Divine Shield trade into the 3-2 and keep my guy alive? And I think that either play may have been valid. I think that the Argent Protector clearly was the safer decision to go with there. I'm not really sure exactly what was going through my mind, but it turns out for the better, because he still doesn't have a Frostbolt. And that means my guy's going to stay alive. And even better, that means I can use my Divine Shield to immediately take out that Spider Tank, which is excellent value, I might add. Big fan of Divine Shield. And I do think Argent Protectors are pretty good in Arena. They're pretty good in general. I mean, Divine Shield, when you get trades like that, it's just good. When you don't get trades like that, or the Divine Shield just gets pinged off, it's kind of bad. So he goes ahead and wisely makes the trade into my Flesh-Eating Ghoul before it grows out of proportion. And I draw into a Spider Tank, which isn't too bad. I think at this moment I was actually considering using the Hammer of Wrath just to kill his wolf and actually be able to do 2 damage to his face. But since this is an arena match, damaging the face really doesn't matter. I've actually lost games basically at 30 health just because I ran out of resources, and the other guy was pure board control. But I do decide to hang on to my spell, namely because when you have pretty good spells like that in your hand, I'd say that might be a little bit more valuable in arena mode even. Because you're not going to have more than a few spells in most arena decks, so having that damage that you can play immediately from the hand is really nice to have, especially against things like, oh god, the bloody annoying water elementals. I hate those things so much in arena mode. Well, really in general. Unless I'm the one using them, these freeze mechanics, like freeze mage that plays snow chuggers and frost elementals or water elementals against a warrior that's trying to control the board using weapons. It's kind of annoying. The freeze mage is always like, oh, I'll keep him frozen forever, and sometimes it works, not all that often really. But it's a cute idea, and it is kind of annoying to play against. That said, if you watch Amaz or you watch Trump, you know pretty much that all the mage decks that people are really playing are those late game control Echo of Medivh decks. So from this point, I'm still messing with this water elemental. I would love to Hammer of Wrath that thing. It's just going to keep trading for my 1/1 tokens. Not the most annoying thing in the world. Actually, my Noble Sacrifice triggers there, which doesn't really change much. It does put his water elemental at 1 HP. I guess 1 mana deal 2 damage isn't bad. It's not terrible. So my mage, as any sensible arena player, is just going to keep controlling my tokens, making sure they don't get out of hand, and strangely he actually plays a Cult Master without even trading off his water elemental. And I found that kind of strange. It was a weak play. He must have been really desperate. I'd say incredibly desperate for actually having 4 of the cards in his hand. Maybe it was just a misplay. I don't know, but really throwing away that card draw is going to bite him later on. Oh, he's got a Micro Machine. I love those things. I pack a big punch! So alongside the Gnomish Tinkerer, I'd say pretty decent play. I actually kind of wonder, how much was this guy really trying to draft from mech? I mean, he had the Water Elementals. I think there was a Snow Chugger earlier too. He's got Micro Machines, he's got Gnomish Tinkerers. It's really looking a lot like the standard low-ranking cheesy aggro mage I keep seeing in the ladder a lot. I would have liked to be able to make a quote-unquote constructed deck, but cards were not with me this time. I mean, really, just take a look at my hand. I have a pile of random crap. I have a Kazan Mystic, which in theory would be okay against a mage, but I don't even know if this guy has a secret in the first place, and without the secret there, it's pretty crappy. Abomination, which is terrible for paladins, because that basically means the hero power that you use is just going to blow itself up. Antique Healbot, HP is irrelevant in arena mode. Dancing Swords, I give him a card, that's pretty bad. And then the Little Exorcist. In theory it would be good if he actually had a Death Rattle minion. It was actually surprising me, the lack of Death Rattle minions in arena mode. I guess people are just done playing Naxxramas Death Rattle, at least to the same extent they were before. You still see it in Zoo with the Undertakers. And he has yet another Bloody Water Elemental. He's kind of responding to my lack of a previous churn, where I had 9 mana and I basically did nothing with it. It's because I have been really afraid of Flame Strike ever since turn 7. I've just been, you know, if he plays a Flame Strike and kills 3 guys, that usually means you lose in arena mode. I definitely have the advantage on him right now, just because of pure cards, even though every single card in my hand pretty much sucks, with the exception of Gnomish Inventor. Those are pretty good. But you know, sometimes sheer numbers can overwhelm your opponent. So I'm just thinking about how to clear this board, what can I do with it, and how to dodge the Flame Strike, which I do want to play around. If I just play too much stuff and he Flame Strikes, I lose really hard. So I used my Ironbeak Owl to effectively deal 1 damage. It wasn't going to be used for much else. And then make the trade to kill the 3 health minion. Throw down an Abomination. With this, he at least has to throw one of his guys into it and then ping. I don't care about my 1/1 token. I don't care about my Owl that much. So it does weaken his field and allows me to reestablish my board next turn. And he doesn't really have much to follow up with anyway, with only 3 cards. Unless he had like 3 crazy cards, possibly Stormwind Champions or anything like that. But no, he just goes ahead and throws down a Chillwind Yeti, which is a very solid card. I would have loved to trade most of the crap in my hand for one of those. God, it's no wonder I did so bad. My deck is awful. With the exception of my Consecrations. Drawing the Consecration there, incredibly clutch. Takes out 2 of his remaining minions, puts his 3rd down to 3 HP. And I can even use the Gnomish Inventor in combination with that, which I do have to think a little bit about exactly what I want to do. I do have plenty of creatures I can play. It comes down to what's the best thing to play here. Card draw is not something I really need, but the thing is that it does play on curve, and I can go ahead and throw out the Imani Berserker, kind of like as a stronger token, just to have a little bit more board presence. Takes his guy down pretty nicely with that Consecration. The rest of the guy is gone. And I'd say, roughly speaking, I've re-established board control. Or at least I'm contesting it. It's even, and with 2 cards, there's no way he's really going to be able to do anything shocking. That's the thing about playing against people who have a smaller hand size than you. Once they're out of steam, you pretty much know they're not going to do anything too unexpected. You can play a lot more aggressively. But that probably goes without saying in the first place. So what he does is kills my Gnome off. That's pretty much to be expected. And then throws a Matter Bomber there. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, because that's basically saying, hey, Matter Bomber, kill my Yeti for free. I thank him for giving me a 5/1, and then he kills my 5/1. So, justice demands retribution. Or, justice demands... God, I can't do it. I need a better Uther voice. Anywho, I'm pretty confident he doesn't have a Flame Strike after all. I mean, there were many turns where he probably would have played it if he had it. And, yeah, you know, I don't know. Did he have a Flame Strike in his deck? Did he just not draw into it? Pretty irrelevant at this point. So I just say, I'll spend my mana relatively efficiently. Hey, a 6/6 on the board. I know he'll kill that first, so its effect is kind of pointless. But it's a thing, and it does trade with his Matter Bomber, keeping my guy alive, even if it dies to Fire Blast. So, what the heck? Throw out that, and a 2/2 on the board. And he takes a while to respond to that, doesn't he? It's like, I have 2 cards in the hand. What possible decisions can I make? Of course, he's just going to trade into my Stormwind champion. You can't leave those things alive. If you do, they can really grow out of hand. It's pretty much, it gets played, it dies instantly. Or else bad things happen to you, especially in a mode like Arena. I draw into a... crud, what are those things called? Knight of the Lich King? Whatever. The things that are spell immune, and that's really nice against a mage. Because actually, with his 5/5 on the board, he can't go attack my 4/6 and then ping it with his hero power, and that's a big deal. Because that means even if I use my guy to basically trade blows with his Frostwolf Warlord, that no matter what, unless he has an AoE spell, he won't be able to kill my 4/6. And that's actually a really big deal, something that I underestimated the power of that card for. And yeah, I guess that's one of the reasons you maybe see it sometimes in Constructed mode. He plays his last card, Kazan Mystic. I guess he was doing the same kind of thing that I was, waiting until the ends of the earth to try to steal a secret from me. But this is Arena mode. People don't really play secrets in Arena that much. I'd say, arguably, the anti-Killbot wasn't too bad there, just because if he did happen to have Pyroblast, let's see, I was at 14 HP, so yeah, if he drew into Pyroblast, he would have actually killed me. So putting myself out range of his run in and attack and then play a spell combo, quote unquote. No, it's not a combo like Druids. But it would kill me, and that's a big deal. Bringing my health up to the level where basically he has to play board control, and I know he can't win a board control game unless he gets a 5 damage Flame Strike with that Azure Drake. But, I mean, what are the odds? And okay, this is Arena, everybody drafts Flame Strike. That's going to happen, probably. I mean, you always have to keep in mind that possibility. If he drew it on this turn, it would still be a game, yeah, because my 2 minions suck, and an Azure Drake at max HP, pretty solid. It would have become a top deck war there. So he brings out a Snow Chugger, solid minion. It's actually, speaking of which, it's one of the minions I actually underestimated quite a bit. Although, yes, it dies to 1 hit from a weapon or a minion, so you don't really use it to freeze minions as much. But it is good at freezing enemy warriors, enemy paladins, and it can just be a very annoying minion in general. Like, for instance, my Raging Worgen, if I use it to attack the Snow Chugger, it's just going to get frozen at 1 HP and get pinged off, so I think that was my rationale there. It was like, it's gonna die anyway, I might as well just use it to kill the bigger minions so I can keep my Yeti alive instead. He plays his top deck card, just a bloody Sorcerer's Apprentice, nothing that's actually gonna help him at this point in the game. And, you know, going through this match again, he really, really was trying to draft one of those more aggressive, cheesy ladder aggro mages. I can't say I blame him for it. It's a decent deck when your opponent doesn't have any answers to it, like Consecrations or Flame Strikes, so if that's what you get offered, it's a hell of a lot better than Dancing Swords. Long match, but I managed to pull it off. For the rest of the run, I lost all 3 matches, so my final score, 1-3. Yay. I've been Dog Skeleton, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.